a hand-picked, free-range cut of the sights and sounds of this busy day on the campaign trail.
Hello, Fayetteville! What's up, Pittsburgh?
I am very happy to be in the home of the Steelers.
In 4 days, we're going to win the great state of New Hampshire.
4 days left. 4 days left. And the stakes, this is not hyperbole, the stakes could not be higher.
Are we going to build a stronger, fairer, better America, or are we going to fear each other and the future?
Hillary Clinton is the candidate of yesterday. We are the movement of the future.
Understand the stakes here. My name's not on the ballot. But everything we've worked for is on the ballot. Justice is on the ballot. Equality is on the ballot. Jobs are on the ballot. Health care is on the ballot. Criminal justice reform's on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot. I need you to vote.
The snapshot of public polling out today, for the most part, was rife with good news. For yesterday was rife with good news for Republican nominee Donald Trump. But today's batch, which is what we're focused on, has a little bit more favorable news for Hillary Clinton. The daily tracking poll by ABC News and the Washington Post has Clinton up 3 points among likely voters in a two-way race. That's 49 to 46%. That is, of course, still within the survey's margin of error. But Clinton's lead is 1 point higher than it was yesterday and 2 points higher than it was the day before that. Most of the state polls today looked positive for the Democratic nominee as well. Roanoke College has her up 7 points in Virginia. A Magellan poll of Colorado voters has Clinton up 6 in the Rocky Mountain state. And there's another poll from Georgia that, for the second day in a row, shows Clinton within striking distance in that perennially red state. On Donald Trump's highlight list, a third New Hampshire poll in 2 days. This one from the University of Massachusetts shows a tied race in the Granite State. That's a state Clinton considered in her column not very long ago. And Trump still leads in Iowa, this time by 3 points, a state his team has felt pretty confident about for some time. So, Mark, as we go into the weekend, this final weekend before Election Day, where does the race stand?
Fundamentals are the same. Structurally, in terms of the public data, Hillary Clinton is ahead, and she's ahead in a way where we can see many paths for her to get to 270, and very few for Donald Trump, if any, to get to 270. I will say the following things. I was at Trump Tower today doing some shooting for The Circus, our Showtime show for Sunday night. I've never seen a group of people this loose at the end of a campaign. Maybe it's an act, but they're very loose. And they say, well, we'll probably win. We think we're going to win.
Yeah.
The Clinton people all say to me, 100% we're going to win.
Yeah.
They seem a little tight.
Yeah. Well,
maybe it's because they're the front runner and their lead has gone away. But look, I'll just say one more thing. Today's data and even the data from yesterday, mixed about each state perhaps, still advantage Clinton. Structurally is just overwhelming still.
Let's be clear. The Trump campaign says it's going to win, regardless of what they actually believe, because what else are they going to say? Of course they're going to say they're going to win. They got to keep their candidate confident. They don't want to deflate him in any way. And who knows, he might fire somebody.
They want a bandwagon effect.
They want, and they also, you just don't undercut your candidate if you think there's any chance of winning. The Clinton campaign has suffered through a barrage of bad publicity. They're coming off the last minute, maybe the last big surprise, the Comey letter. They've had a tough time, and they've been trying to gauge how much damage that had and the fallout from that has done. I think now the polls have started to stabilize in a way that they're still going to be nervous because, in the end, something we've discussed on the show before, the psychology in Brooklyn is different. They spend all their time with Democrats who are telling them every day, if you lose to Donald Trump, it means the end of the world. And the Trump campaign doesn't have that same psychology. They'll always be looser.
Here's where we're back to. Michigan, Wisconsin, Colorado, whatever. It's the path to exactly 270 that we talked about that is most likely for Trump. If he can win Ohio, where he's ahead, and Iowa, where he's ahead, then he's got to win the other big three. Florida, North Carolina, tough. North Carolina, very tough. He's got to win Nevada. Then he still has to win New Hampshire. But now New Hampshire and Maine, one electoral vote in Maine, those are plausible now. They're plausible.
Yes, but look, again, just to go to the Clinton campaign, they did a conference call today where they talked about early vote. And they look at the early vote numbers in Florida, and they look at the early vote numbers in North Carolina, and they say, we're on track to win those states. And if they win either one of them, no Trump presidency.
Unless he somehow wins Michigan.
No Trump presidency.
But I agree. That's why I say the Big Five is the Big Five for a reason.
Yep.